My dear people of the United Kingdoms of Tikar, Bamenda Highlands, I greet you all. This session is going to be deep for those from the northwest, Bamenda Highlands. So pay attention. This is a turning point moment for us in our evolution as a people. We will start with the 4 soldiers that were killed in Bambili. Our ancestors allowed this mission as a signal that while others are saying Isa Churuma Bakari brought Cameroon back together, our ancestors and the brave men on the ground sent a strong message that we are not part of this country. Whatever Isa Churuma Bakari did not make us one, as you think. And this video will help us have clarity, understanding about our evolution as a people and the way forward. These officers that were killed, one had a wife and a young child they left behind. All these killings are unnecessary. And the question I ask is, these soldiers, when you are sent to the Anglophone zone, what are these people telling you? That those individuals over there are terrorists trying to divide your country, and so you should stop them? What do they tell you before you leave Yaoundé, leave Douala, Bafoussam, Yaoundé, coming to Bamenda? What are these people telling you? I want to know. And share this video so it reaches the soldiers as well. I want to hear their perspective because I am concerned, because from what I know, soldiers are always briefed on a mission. Before you embark on the mission, you are briefed as to why you are going on that mission. What are they telling you? That you will come to Bamenda and lose your life like this, leaving a wife and children behind that will get to be raised by someone else. What are they telling you? For those who said Ethiopia never resisted slave raids until 1942, I encourage you to go buy this book on your screen. It is sold on Amazon. That is the Cambridge World History of Slavery, Volume 1. Go buy that book, because we will not talk out of ignorance, but out of facts. In that book, the Cambridge World History of Slavery, Volume 1, you will read about the Atla War from 1529 to 1543. Right down to 1942. You will understand how the Ethiopians resisted slavery and slave trade. That is why America can trust them today with their homeland security. King Alfonso of Congo wrote a letter to the Portuguese in the 1500s, around the same time, saying, we don't want to involve in this slave trade business. Our kingdom is going down. There is no record of any coastal chief from Cameroon denouncing slave trade. Yesterday, we listened to an extensive conversation on TikTok. It was a predominant Anglophone conversation. Most of the people speaking were from the Southwest. Paddy Asanga came on that live show. He said, I don't trust Issa Chiroma Bakari or Pobia. We Anglophones have to come together and build an alliance that no matter what, we will have a place in this country. That is what Paddy Asanga said. After he left, someone from the Southwest came on that live show. He said, now that Pobia has been made president, he encourages those from the Anglophone zone to go on and write concours within these 7 years, get a job in that system. He said, I don't trust Paddy Asanga. That he doesn't think Paddy Asanga is a politician. And then he went on to criticize SDF, saying Issa Chiroma Bakari brought Cameroonians together. And what Issa Chiroma Bakari has achieved, even if he doesn't become president, is greater than what Ninjom Frunzi did. I listened to that. I was confused. My people, and let this be clear to all Cameroonians, what Ninjom Frunzi did in 92, there is none that has even come close. Ninjom Frunzi created the template in 92 when there was no social media. Today, Maurice Kamto picked up the same template Ninjom Frunzi created, got locked up in prison. Issa Chiroma Bakari picked up the same template. We heard he's on exile right now. Ninjom Frunzi created the template they are still using till date on how, if you win an election, proclaim your victory, declare yourself the president. And we know the individuals that played a significant role that led to Ninjom Frunzi losing that election from the Anglophone zone. We know that story. A Bamenda woman who got married to a Southwest man that was a very influential figure said there was a job opportunity at some point while she was married. Individuals from Bamenda came with their resume. They were qualified more than those from the Francophone zone who were applying for that same job. She said, I begged my husband to give my brothers from Bamenda that job. He said, over his dead body, than for someone from Bamenda to have that job that is more qualified. I would rather give that job to a Francophone that is underqualified. That is your story. And I say all this to say, a European doesn't choose for you your brothers. Brothers are born in a family, and friendship is chosen by consent. So we must agree even to become friends, not forced by an outsider to become friends. By 1472, before the slave trade started, you were not friends with those from the Southwest. I'm saying this to say your downfall, Bamenda people, will not come from La République du Cameroon. Your downfall will come from the Southwest. They speak the same language with you now. There's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. There are some amazing people from the Southwest. We will welcome them over to the United Kingdoms of Tikar. But this is a reality check. All these problems that I'm outlining, you know they exist. I know they exist. You choose to pretend it doesn't exist. I choose not to pretend these problems exist so that we can make progress together in peace. By 1472, you were not brothers with those from the Southwest. Every tribe in the United Kingdoms of Tikar, we are descendants of Tikar. And anyone that is not a descendant of Tikar is in that area by consent. By 1472, right up to 1889, when we saw the first white man in Bamenda, Eugene Zingraf, it was individuals from the Southwest and Douala raiding our land, predominantly from the Southwest, if you look at the map, capturing our people and selling our slaves. King Manga William of Bimbia, Isubo, where you've picked up the name Ambazonia, was a slave trader, a big slave trader. The ghost of your ancestors still roam the streets of the Southwest. Your downfall will come from the same place. In 1884, 1885, during the Berlin West African Conference, where we were carved and stitched into a nation, colony, you were not brothers with those from the Southwest. From 1884 right up to 1916, 1919, you were not brothers with La République du Cameroon. You were not brothers with those from the Southwest. Britain came and stitched you together to facilitate their administration of Nigeria. That is when you started developing brotherhood. Not by consent, because you were lumped together. Two nations that thrive come together by consent. And America is a classic example. When you left the Eastern House of Assembly in Enugu in Nigeria in 1953, right up to 1961, when you voted to join La République du Cameroon, the Southwest people came up with a conspiracy theory that Bamenda people sold us. Do not trust a Bamenda man. The pain we are in today is because of a Bamenda man. When our civilization was disrupted by those from the Southwest. More than 200,000 of our people were captured in a span of 400 years. With guns, those in the coast collected from the white man, raided our land, captured our people, and sold our slaves. Because if they tried it physically today, it will not be an easy battle. But with the cooperation of the white man and the guns and the training that they had, they succeeded with that mission. Till today, the lack of trust in our community can be traced way back during slavery and slave trade. We have over 80 tribes in the Northwest today, more than any other region in this so-called Cameroon. Do you know why? We broke up into smaller tribes to avoid being captured as slaves. They've spread hate among their children. They are on TikTok and every platform. You can never build anything with someone that doesn't trust you. When they tell you Foncha sold us, remember, we don't have any union treaty with La République du Cameroun till date. The statute of limitation was October 1st, 1961. Those who were responsible to ratify that union treaty was Britain, Southern Cameroons, represented by Foncha, and Amadou Ahidjo. They are all dead and gone. So that window has been closed. Because the Francophone man doesn't understand law, they know how to proclaim law when they want to protect their interests, but they will violate that law to be corrupt. You've seen that in this election. And this election is proof that voting is not equal to you becoming president. They've seen this time again and again. So us voting doesn't indicate that we join without a ratified union treaty. So we have the right to pursue our independence, restoration, sovereignty. We have the right to self-determination according to that UN Charter. 76B. 102 said, go and ratify a union treaty. The entire resolution 1608 said, we acknowledge this result, but to finalize this process, we'll hold meetings. And Fumban Conference was one of those meetings, but they just had a good time. And Foncha said he went on to have Amadou Ahidjo ratify that union treaty to no avail. He used the draft constitution to declare federation and the union, which is against international law. We live in a world governed by laws. When they tell you they blame Foncha for the pain that they are going through, I want you to carefully show them that Foncha saved you. Our brothers from northern Cameroons who joined Nigeria, today, that area where you call Boko Haram, that place, that is our brothers who chose Nigeria. Donald Trump is saying, I'm going to strike that area if the government of Nigeria is not careful. That was a choice they made to join Nigeria. In the south, southern Cameroons, if we joined Nigeria, we would have been part of Biafra. Remember, we left Enugu, the Eastern House of Assembly in Enugu. If we joined Nigeria, we got our independence 1961. The Republic got their independence 1960. If we had joined Nigeria in 1967, there was the Biafra War from 1967 to 1970. More than 3 million people were killed and over 2 million were civilians. We would have been part of that war. So Foncha saved us. See, today, the Biafra war is still going on. You've seen the arrest of their leaders. So every time they point to joining Nigeria, show them what life would have looked like if we joined Nigeria. The thing is, life is a continuation. I always repeat this for a purpose. Those from the Southwest are a continuation of their forefathers that sold us as slaves. We have always been the victim. We have always been the people trying to understand. You will go nowhere with people that betrayed your ancestors. Their ancestors hurt you in the past, and they've developed some philosophy today because Foncha won Ndele, and Ndele had the idea that we join Nigeria. And so they hold that so strong today against you after we've seen what happened with Biafra if we joined Nigeria. Even after the Igbo Foria, our ancestors saw it and said, no, it wouldn't be good if we joined Nigeria. Your ancestors always see ahead to protect us. And it's not a coincidence that we came out of Nigeria and were preserved in this place. So we will revive their heritage that was disrupted before 1472. This is the realization that they are waking me up to with this clarity of our evolution as a people. They have chosen La République du Cameroon based on their online interactions. They said they are happy because Issa Churuma Bakari came and made them to see themselves again as Cameroonians. And you've seen that. Bamenda just proved to you through the death of these 4 soldiers that we are not part of Cameroon, regardless of what Issa Churuma Bakari says or does. See how he was trembling in Bamenda. You see, my people, this La République du Cameroon, they are not that smart as you think. They are not that smart. They are very slow. And this is the problem that we are trying to solve here. You see, we had many leaders during this Ambazonian struggle, and some thought it was a good idea that at least you can't corrupt all the leaders. But if you look at these leaders, the only strong leader among them was Che Ayaba. Immediately he was arrested, everything went down. Again, they had a poor military strategy to be kidnapping for ransom. But if you see the strength of this struggle, it was on Che Ayaba. The strongest leader in this struggle was Che Ayaba. Immediately he went down, everything stopped. Do you know why? But we looked at it and said, oh, maybe if we allow those from the Southwest to lead, they will not feel bad tomorrow in case something goes wrong to blame us again. But life doesn't work that way. If you are competent to lead, lead. We've seen this even in the Southwest. Fighting for power. Even their chiefs. Sometimes the government goes in there to install a chief. You will never see that in the Northwest. Do you know why? Because we have a system. Leadership in the United Kingdoms of Tikar is not a one-man show. That is why you see for 9 years, your phones have been out, but their kingdoms are still alive. Because our ancestors never set up a one-man show. We have a system. That is why you see when a phone is missing, they can install a 9-year-old. That 9-year-old will be raised as a leader by the Kwifons, the Marfors, the Takambans, the Ngerons, the Council of Elders. They will raise that young fawn up because the system in place allows for that leadership to be nurtured. That is us, and that is why you see America works. Every after 4 years or 8 years, the president steps down. The country keeps running as the new president is installed because they have institutions and a system they have built that works. And so, with or without that leader, it is hard for this country to go down. That is how the kingdoms in the United Kingdoms of Tikar, Bamenda, Highlands is built. So the funds are not supreme like those in Europe. They are custodian of that throne. They are stewards of the people. I told you 65% of the Bible happened in Africa. There are elements of our tradition in that Bible. Our ancestors migrated from Sudan. We built pyramids in Sudan. We are descendants of the pharaohs of the 25th dynasty in Egypt. Migrated to Adamawa, to Bafia, to the Bamenda Highlands, and established a civilization there. Tikar means we are people of the stool. A stool is where the fawn sits on to preside over the people. But now they call you Cameroon, which means crayfish. That name, Rio dos Cameros, was given by the Portuguese, called you crayfish. Douala people are the real crayfish, Cameroon. Over time, we've had the English and the French version, but it's the same name, crayfish. Burkina Faso changed theirs from Upper Volta, another colonial name, to Burkina Faso by Thomas Sankara, because the name does matter. So we are reclaiming the United Kingdoms of Tikar to remind ourselves that we are a people designed by destiny to lead and show the way. So this nation is the first African nation to reclaim their sovereignty before slavery and slave trade, before colonialism. We are sparking a new wind of change across Africa. That is why you see the depth of this research and the clarity to the story. So the statute of limitation has expired. La République du Cameroon lost that opportunity. So legally, we are not citizens of La République du Cameroon because it's law. You see, Issa Churuma won the election, but there is a due process and he did not become president. If he will fight and win, that is another story. But it is proof. And I cited Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump in 2016. You can win the popular vote, but that will not make you president. So we can vote to join, but that doesn't mean we joined. This is law, and we live in a world governed by laws. I will go ahead and have you listen to a Francophone brother. We will hear him share his perspective. But I can feel the heart of our Southwest counterparts. They love the La République. They blame us for more than us today.
To all my Anglophone people there in Cameroon, this message, the phone now. Before I start, I want to say big sorry, big sorry to you all, because we Francophone people, we did not follow you during your struggle. Me, I'm an honest person. I don't lie. When you guys started in 2016, we were busy drinking, dancing, calling you Bamenda, anglophone. Oh, ce sont les anglophones, ils ne savent pas à quoi dire donc. Ils vont se calmer là-bas. Especially those in Yaoundé. We didn't follow you. And today, we can see for ourselves that you are the one. You saw it coming. But we were so blind. We thought there was a way to communicate with these people. But trust me, what you did is the right thing to do.
That is a Francophone brother testifying that they regret insulting us. This energy comes from Bamenda. And never forget, we are in 2025. With social media, where you can put a message out there and the entire Cameroon gets it in 5 minutes. Issa Churuma doesn't have a plan. I told you from inception that if I were Issa Churuma, the first thing, I will get a PR team. PR, public relation. We don't see that. And set up a platform, a reliable platform, where the people can go get information on what to do on a daily basis. I said number 2, I wouldn't have declared myself president. That was too premature. Ninjon Frunzi did that because he was copying that script. Maurice Kamto did that because Maurice Kamto was copying the same script. I wouldn't have declared myself president. I will get those results and wait and see what that electoral college does while we continue to guide the population on a daily basis through that PR team. This is wisdom. Number 3 blunder, and why Issa Churuma Bakari will struggle, is declaring ghost town. That window of declaring ghost town, the 3 days ghost town, slowed the momentum of the people, because you know the Francophone people are fearful, can't stand up for anything, always slow, and that is the reality. Enough of all trying to be polite. We just have to be direct with the way things are so we can change. I said this is 553 years black people are still turning around, and we are the worst in the continent of Africa. This group here, the laughing stock of the continent. I wouldn't have declared myself president. I wouldn't have declared that ghost town, because it slowed the momentum of this movement. Because for the people to pick up again, it will be a struggle. You have 3 days. That's why I don't even trust what Issa Churuma Bakari is doing. We have 3 days to the swearing in of President Paul Biya, or the declaration of who won the election. People have momentum. You tell them to stay at home. Let the PR team guide them on how to go out, do things the right way, do not steal. Some people were stealing coffins, breaking into people's stores. That was uncalled for. This is proof. One day, you will realize that a Bamenda man, you must respect them. We got to guide these people. And I keep repeating, just need to coordinate ourselves, have our story clear, restore our independence, guide them to build a nation that will work for them. God has called us for that task. not the Southwest, you, the United Kingdoms of Tikar. And if you bend and reject this assignment, God will punish you. You did that with the Amazonian struggle. Say, oh no, let someone from Southwest take over so that they will not blame you tomorrow. No. If you are called to lead, and that will preserve everyone here, lead. Not the idea of, oh, let's switch sides, or maybe you lead, I lead. If someone is competent, let them lead. This is our problem. It's not about multiple leaders. It's not about having 5 presidents that if they bribe one, they will not be able to bribe all. All they have to do is identify the strong one, bring him down, everything ends. The rest have gone into hiding. What we need, my people, look at your kingdoms. We need a system. A system built on laws and strong institutions. We won't disclose everything on this social media, but that is the foundation. Our kingdoms work because we have a system, and we have studied that system. Especially in South Kingdom, and what has happened even in Mancon and other powerful tribes in the United Kingdoms of Tikar. We'll learn from each and every one of them and strengthen our institutions while we adapt to modernity. Cleanse our traditions from corruption. Some barbaric aspects of our tradition, we will cleanse it and adapt to modernity and build a country that works. Those from the Southwest who are amazing people, when they come over, welcome them. We see them. Even on social media, we see the people that really stand for freedom. We welcome them. Those in the Francophone zone, like this brother, when they come over, welcome them. But if you allow these people, we'll be hoping for a white person to come over and help us. What do you want a white man to come over and tell you that I haven't said on this platform? Because I'm not looking at building a country around me as the figurehead. No. We continue with the way our kingdoms are structured. Institutions and systems. That if that leader is not living up to the law, he will be brought down based on that constitution. That is why Americans can impeach a president. You are a custodian, you are not supreme. That is what we will build. We already have the template. I told you, Aristotle and the rest, Plato, studied in Egypt. So those who come here to tell me, oh, this fact is not accurate. When you want to come here, read at least 2 books on that subject. When you come here, you cite those books. I've cited 1. And it's not to make anyone feel bad. Brother, we are in pain. We have to face the truth and build a society that works. And don't pick a story that I cited in one of my videos and focus on that. Tell me, what did you like about the entire video? First of all, start by outlining what you liked about the video, what you learned in this video, and then you go on to write your criticism, and then you conclude by overall what you learned in the video. That is the structure in the comment section. You can go everywhere else. There are people just trying to catch crews. They jump from one platform to another. That's why some finding hard to watch my videos to the end, because their ears are itchy. They want to jump here. This is not that platform where you come there to deposit your idea, go somewhere else. Now people under this video that are studying and trying to make sense of their story are confused because of your comment when you didn't go through the video, or you just pick one line within this video. This is context. You pick one line out of this video and you make a comment and you're gone. Who are you fooling? We are building something here that will last. And if there's anything that you feel you should add, write in the comment section and make those adjustments. If it's a good criticism, we will take feedback I don't know everything, but I have studied enough to help us go through this transition, to find our way back home to our ancestors. Titam the second. Mucharien, these are our ancestors. They went over to found Bamon. Ngomsos, these are our people, our ancestors of the Tikar land. So let's keep listening to that, brother. But what we need are those systems. With that, we'll have something we can transfer from one generation to another, even after we are gone. This nation will remain for more than 1,000 years to come. If we were yoked with Nigeria, there would have been no way to come out. We would have been struggling with Biafra. We've scanned the UN archives. There is no union treaty binding us with La Republique du Cameroon. And so those soldiers that are coming over, I want to let you know, they are sending you over to a land where you are going to pick karma when you show up over there. Before you get in, the God of that land has already declared you dead, because our people have suffered too much. And so the ancestors of that land want us to return home, build a nation here that will bless even you, La Republique du Cameroon, and surrounding nations. Issa Churuma Bakari, you compare Issa Churuma Bakari from the Anglophone zone with Ninja Mfronti, my brother, that ego, that hate, jealousy, you wish so bad Ninja Mfronti came from the Southwest. The law of human nature, tame that. It's a disgrace that you even connected with us through the British. Today we speak one language and you think we are one, we are brothers. No, you don't become brothers that way. Again, those from the United Kingdoms of Tikar, your downfall will never come from La Republique du Cameroon. It will come from the Southwest. It happened before in the past. Now you forgot your history. It's happening again today. During the reign of Ninja Mfronti, it happened. Kamnogo, Ngrapi, Bamenda people betrayed us. And they tell you, oh, I'm the one saying it. No, brother, am I the one who created these words? No. When you say I'm the one causing division, then I should be the one who created these words. No, I'm highlighting what you are pretending doesn't exist. But I refuse, because I know the consequences of pretending and going on with this narrative for the rest of our life. When you go to the hospital, they diagnose you of malaria or cancer. It is a good thing that the doctor tells you you have this disease so you can start receiving treatment, and not hide it from you because they will make you feel a certain way. They will make you feel sad. No, they will tell you if they care about you. So you start receiving treatment so you can be healed, so you can get well. And that is why I point what you choose to hide behind closed doors. All these things I'm pointing out here, those from the Southwest, some have these conversations on a regular in your families, in your friend circle, and you know them. Your hate for the Bamenda man, your hatred for those from the Northwest. You don't point out Fonja, you say the Bamenda man cannot be trusted. Padi Asanga cannot be trusted. I heard that coming out of a Southwest man yesterday. So they've transferred it from one generation to another. Professor Julius Ngo told me on a one-on-one that those from the Northwest should be careful. That this separation, Southwest people might not want to go along with it. So they will have to do a vote or conduct a plebiscite or a referendum in the Southwest for the indigenous people in Southwest, not the Northwesterners who live in the Southwest, to vote whether they want to join those from the Northwest with this narrative. He told me that. And I respect him. He's an elder. Hearing him pour out his heart, let's not ignore it. This is what will free us. Any man or woman from the Northwest that has tried to go along with that Anglophone narrative, they say it behind their back, don't trust this Bamenda man. The ones that get into that government get corrupt like a Tanganji and instead turn around and hurt us. So there is nothing good with your relationship with the Southwest, and there's nothing good with your relationship from La Republic to Cameroon. But your downfall will come more from the Southwest because they hear the language you speak today. In those days, they didn't understand your language, yet they sold you as a slave. Today, they understand the language you speak, and you are called brothers. Imagine what will happen. The betrayal will be very fast. All you have to do is discuss a military plan with them in your presence, and they just go back, call someone from La Republic, or sabotage the plan in a bar somewhere, and before you realize, everything crumbles. Economic plan will be sabotaged. You have everything in the United Kingdoms of Tikar. Our ancestors were not fools. For those who are saying, let's go back and pick up Ninjom Frunzi's script. Ninjom Frunzi did what he could do in his lifetime, and we appreciate him showing up as a brave man. But now that we understand this history, we should do better. That there is no legal union treaty binding us with La Republique du Cameroon. This is an issue of legitimacy. So legally, we are not citizens of La Republique du Cameroon. You can't join that way. Majority win the vote, this kind of structure of democracy. That is why it hasn't worked for us. The fact that we voted to join is not an indication that we joined. And Ninjom Frunzi grew up in an era where everyone thought we legally joined La Republique du Cameroon. But that is not the case as we carefully study this history. Let's keep listening.
Sorry, I swear to God, you Anglophone people, you are, I don't know, it's a blessing for this country to have you. Because what you can see, what an Anglophone person can see, seated, Francophone man go stand, you know, go see. You know the lie. This one, na pure truth. You guys, you have eyes. You wanted to escape from this nonsense long time ago, but we did not follow you. Because if we have followed, things would have been different. We didn't. We are cows. All of us, we are cowards because we are scared. This is Francophone people. We talk too much. We are scared. We can't really do anything without somebody calling himself God, God of heaven, the King of kings, the mighty God of humanity, Paul Biya.
Again, we don't come from a culture where we see even a fun that supreme. I cited the story of Simon Vogel II. That was a fun of Big Babanki, Kejom Keku. He was burnt by his people in 2006. I condemn that act, but he would have been sent on exile. We don't worship our phones. They look at their leader as supreme, those from the Francophone zone. So when I'm speaking here, some people look at, no, we don't have that kind of culture. Maybe you see me, immediately you start thinking that I'm the next supreme leader. I'm not. We don't have that culture. We don't have this kind of fight for power in the United Kingdoms of Tikar. It's not in our DNA. We try to make things work. And if you look at Ninjom Frunzi's reign, and let me let you know, not everyone in the Northwest wanted Ninjom Frunzi to run that party, SDF, some people wanted to break away initially. So not the entire Northwest was for that idea. Yet, Minjong Frunzi did what he did and shook Cameroon in 92. They fought him so bad when he was about to launch the SDF party. 6 people died at Liberty Square. They were thinking that he would launch SDF at the Liberty Square. No, he took SDF and launched it in Tarikon. And these clowns were confused around Liberty Square. That's what I told you. These people are not that smart. Pobia is not that smart. He is operated. If he's smart, it tells me the people who look at him as smart, that is their level of reasoning. To see somebody that is this corrupt, all our brothers and sisters that go into that system become corrupt. And some say, oh, our brothers went in there and did not help us. No, they didn't go in there to help you. They went in there to serve in a department within that government. And if your brother comes from the Anglophone zone and he's a minister for the entire nation, he didn't go in there for you. That is pretty understandable. And almost everyone from the United Kingdoms of Tikar that is pushing for SDF today, that thinks we are part of Cameroon today, you are worse than La République du Cameroon, because you are that link between us and La République du Cameroon. If you don't know it, you don't know that role, that is the role you're playing. And you see all these soldiers that are dying in the Northwest, all these soldiers that are being killed in the Northwest, you are contributing to enforce this relationship. And when you see them and you feel bad because they die, I want to let you know that this is the role you are playing. It takes the cooperation of millions of people, directly or indirectly, for a dictatorship machine like what we see going on in Cameroon to operate. You writing a blog talking about Cameroon as one and indivisible, how we are part of Cameroon, when legally we don't have any union treaty with La République du Cameroon. We don't have legitimacy as citizens of La République du Cameroon. You are enforcing this dictatorship system. By the time you use that energy to build the United Kingdoms of Tikar, we will not have this 1 foot in, 1 foot out energy that makes La République du Cameroon think that there are some Anglophones that are for them or for this system. So if you think you will not work with us to build this nation, it is better you stay quiet. Pick up another career. You are enforcing this system and you are part of the cause as to why these soldiers are dying in the Northwest as well. These are people who have families, and the fight to change this entire country will help some of these people go on to live better lives, get paid better, or find something better to do with your life and with your time. And some of you that are fighting for this Cameroon agenda when it is illegal, don't ask God to help you. Don't pray for God to help you after you see the facts that we are not legally citizens of La République du Cameroon by law, and we live in a country governed by law. Atanganji Paul says we should uphold the law, and yet you want God to bless you in this ignorance and in what you're doing. It doesn't work like that. We put this content out here so that the few that hear will go on to structure a society. We are not looking for majority win the vote, because some people look at the crowd and think maybe if you have many views, many followers, then that is what makes you legitimate. That is not the society we come from. Substance. Some hear this, they want to go find someone out there that has honey in their mouth to say things that will make them feel happy. No. Let's keep listening.
Yes, respect to you, my Anglophone people. Yes. Now, it's too late now. We are waking up. It might be too late now, because if we followed your struggle long time ago. Yes, sometimes I don't blame some of you guys who think that we Francophone people, we are on. It's not possible to trust Francophone people. Yes, I've heard some of my Anglophone people say this in some conversation. You are right, because some of us, see how Pobia they play with them over there, and some of you too. Look at your musicians. Oh, Mr. Leo. Oh, all these people. Are they different from us? They are not different.
Yeah, he is right. But I think because the story of our journey and our stance in this country was not properly articulated, I think that was a big problem too. Alignment is everything. Story. Clear story. No buzzwords, no jargons. That is important. But almost all the musicians from the Anglophone zone have benefited immensely since this crisis started to become popular. But now that you know the truth, my brother, if you people can forgive Issa Churuma Bakari, forgive your brothers, and let's unite and build. Let's make no more mistakes moving forward. If we will make any mistakes, it should be a new one, not repeating the errors of the past. So we will welcome Francophones with good heart. They will have strong institutions that you must walk by those institutions, because it will help you be successful when you come over. So let this message go out there. Every soldier, if you're sent over, this is your life. Those who are still pushing for Ambazonia, this is your life. The gods of the Tikar land is not with you with that agenda. They are protecting you so that you should come to this realization. 553 years. We have been in pain.
So to you all my Anglophone people who are fighting in Northwest, Southwest for your freedom, respect to you, my brothers. You are right. Keep on fighting. No one should take that away from you, because you are real men. You are not like us. Look at the Franco.
While a Francophone is saying, keep up fighting, we have those from the Southwest saying, go write concours and get a job under this new regime. This is what you will get your entire life trying to build a country, with people that don't have your spirit, feel that you are the problem. You sold them, you betray them, when they are not looking at what would have happened to us if we joined Nigeria. We would have been part of Biafra. When within 3 years, more than 3 million people died. Or our brothers in the north who joined Nigeria. Today, Boko Haram has ravaged that place. Over 350,000 people have died because of Boko Haram. In that north, over 2.5 million displaced. If you look at these events combined, doesn't come close to what we have gone through in 9 years. Let's not fight for Britain. Let's not fight for former British Southern Cameroons. Britain has rejected us. They said their business over here is over. Why should we want to restore a nation based on their legacy, based on their colonial past? Restore a nation based on your ancestors, the Tikar ancestors, and see the blessings of God over your land.
See how they have no respect for us. You think the way they speak to us, they can come to Bamenda or Boya or Limbi to speak to you guys like that? They will never try that shit to you, because you guys are ready. They look at us. So, mes frères francophones, ça c'était juste pour demander Les excuses à nos frères anglophones, hein, parce que c'est eux qui avaient compris l'affaire. Si on les avait suivis, on ne serait pas arrivé à ce niveau. Ah oui. Si on avait suivi nos frères anglophones. Quand ils ont commencé, on était en train de boire les bières, on cherchait les femmes, on dansait. Baiser ici à droite, les fêtes ici, les tarots là-bas. On se moquait de quand ils enterraient leurs morts. Maintenant, c'est arrivé à notre tour. On voyait le pauvre bière que vous étiez en train de dire que vous allez dialoguer avec. N'est-ce pas, c'est les anglophones qui avaient raison. N'est-ce pas, c'est nos frères anglophones qui avaient raison. Vous voyez, non? Vous voyez dans quoi on est, non? Au lieu de les suivre, on était là, on les appelait les Bamenda. Voilà que c'est les Bamenda qui avaient raison. À la fin, qui a raison dans tout ça? Qui avait raison de porter les armes? Les Amba Boys, ils n'ont pas raison. Ils ont raison sur toute la ligne. Ça, c'est des bandits. Ça, c'est des agresseurs. Ils partent prêter serment de quoi? C'est serment de quoi? Ça, c'est pas le vol en plein air. Ça mérite seulement que tout le Cameroun porte les armes, on pas étudié là, on explose les conneries. Qu'ils arrêtent de se moquer de nous. C'est comme ça. Voilà. Et celui qui n'est pas content, vous savez déjà, prends comme ça, dégage de ma page, chien, vertu, nous, ça rien bandé.
Imagine this fight started since 1985. People caught up with this in 2016. Imagine how long it would take for those in the Francophone zone to catch up with any initiative that you come up with. And they think this is time to just let go and then join back the country and let's build together, because Issa Churuma from the Francophone zone has said something now, and so everybody believes him to the extent that someone from the Southwest will tell us, oh, Issa Churuma has brought the country together. What country? Are you legally citizens of La Republic of Cameroon? And what makes you, because you have a national ID card and a passport or birth certificate, that's not what makes you a citizen of a country. Those who live in America and other parts of the world, you can have a driver license, but that doesn't make you an American. And you know these things. You are not legally citizens of La Republic of Cameroon. But I've said those in the Southwest, if you want to join legally. See how long it will take them. You see, your relationship with the Southwest is that kind of a relationship of a child or a friend that you see the future, you're strategic in your actions, and you're trying to make sure that everything works for everyone. But because you put in all the effort, they never appreciate your contribution. To guide them not to even be stuck in Nigeria and be part of Biafra, that would have led to hundreds of thousands of them losing their lives. They don't appreciate you for that. They don't think Foncha did something good. And that idea of joining Nigeria, that 3 million people that died, the symbol of a starving child that is being painted globally to raise funds, comes from Biafra. We would have been part of that. They don't sit and appreciate you today for saving them from getting into that relationship. When they look at what is happening in the north with Boko Haram, with our brothers that joined in Nigeria, they don't look at that and say, oh, these people helped us. My brother, let them join La Republic du Cameroon, learn their own lessons. They will take responsibility for their actions moving forward. I've seen it even in this country. When someone thinks they know, they let you make that decision so that you take 100% responsibility for your actions. Let them go on and have a relationship with La Republic du Cameroon, or they can choose from now to join Nigeria. Get out of this business. We wish you the best. Now, I want you to watch this clip, my people from the United Kingdoms of Tikar, because one thing we will do is control our speech as we go on to build relationships. You see, Nigeria is receiving help right now from America. Within a couple of days of a video circulating online, Trump is speaking on behalf of Nigerians. The message is clear. Christians are being persecuted, and this is the evidence. Trump, come help us. Your story must be clear, simple, and direct for anyone to follow. Just like the simplification and clarity I've brought to our story. If you want to receive help even, number one, have a clear story. Number two, have a good heart towards the people that you want to receive help from. Think well about those people. We are not like that, my people from the United Kingdoms of Tikar. We are not ungrateful people. If you've adopted that culture from this neighboring tribes or neighboring kingdoms or neighboring nations, drop it. That is not authentically us. Even if I have a glitch with you, brother, stay quiet and go your separate ways. Don't harbor bitterness in your heart. Don't speak ill of someone that you want help from. Nigerians, one thing that I know is they have an open heart. I don't see Nigerians as people who are resentful. I know about our Igbophoria story. We were not compatible, but I'm dealing with a situation here where I see how they behave today. That is why they will receive help. Let's not ignore this aspect. And again, those from the United Kingdoms of Tikar, if you are still pushing for Ambazonia and one of your parents come from the United Kingdoms of Tikar, you are on your own. If one of your parents come from the United Kingdoms of Tikar, you are Tikar by blood. That is what qualifies you immediately to be a citizen of the United Kingdoms of Tikar. But if you are pushing for any agenda called Ambazonia, you are on your own. Forcing what will never be, that will hurt us, hurt our children and our children's children. A name from a place where our ancestors were sold as slaves. A name from a place where people came predominantly, raided our land, captured our people. Israel, I repeat, know 5,000 years of their history. The Gaza crisis is a story that has existed for more than 3,500 years. The world respects them. Now, let's listen to this Nigerian man. What caught my attention was their heart towards help. And let's learn. We'll learn from everyone. We'll learn from Nigeria. We'll learn from China. We'll learn from America. Any great nation that share our values, we'll learn from them. We are predominantly Christians. Let's learn and support Christian nations. Nigeria is receiving help because of Christianity. I hope you're learning, and this is a Republican president. Burkina Faso is a Muslim nation. If you didn't know that, now you know. I'm not saying you hate on them, love them. But stand with people that you want help from. That is wisdom. Let's watch this video.
I'm okay, I'm okay. So, as I'm watching this video now, are you not seeing the grace? I look at the people as a president, the president of a country. Oh, Donade. Nigeria. Just look at having the footstep first. The footstep will go.
See the reverence that Nigerians have for Donald Trump. The respect that they have for each other. We must start with this in our community. I understand that we come from a society where we've gone through slavery and slave trade, colonialism. We've lost trust. that even if you're building something with a brother, immediately he understands what is going on. He wants to break away and go start his own company. He wants to break away and go start his own movement. This comes from insecurity. You will submit to a white boss, but you look at a black boss and say, you want to control me. Because this is what colonialism left with us. The white man left, but we kept the software. At least when I submit to that white boss, there is no tribal tension here. There's no comparison here. But what we are building are systems and institutions. It's like the bathtub. The bathtub is a system, basic system. We have the bathtub. Water flows into the bathtub. And then there is an exit where water flows out of that bathtub. That is the system. Every part that makes that bathtub work is that system. So these are things interacting with each other for a certain outcome. That's a system. Like a vehicle, every part in that vehicle is useful. Like a soccer team, every player, there is no one player that is useless in a soccer team. From the coaches, the fans, the president of that soccer club, everyone is useful. Without the cooperation of everyone here, that soccer team will not be effective. We don't look at a boss-employee relationship when that soccer team is playing. We appreciate from the goalkeeper right to the nine shirt. Everyone is playing to achieve one goal. We win this match. And the other team is coming with the same energy. That doesn't make the coach of that team more important than the player who is playing seventh shirt. Every one of them work as a team to achieve the goal of that team. When you start seeing systems, institutions that we will build following this mantra, we will be free from this mindset of hate, feeling like you should break away. You won't master a skill for 10, 15, 20 years and you want to break away and go start your own thing. And when you leave, you go struggle. Why? Because I don't want my own people to control me. I don't want another black man to control me. This came because of colonialism, slavery, and slave trade. You were programmed to think that way. We believe in challenging the status quo. And that is why we have a framework to build systems and institutions. That is what we will transfer, not a leader. Every time we think of one person, either it is me or whoever out there, if that individual is attacked, everything crumbles. But when we build systems and institutions, the funds can be in Yaoundé, yet the village is thriving. That is the difference. So I'm saying this to help you understand what is going on with you. Maybe you don't understand why you act that way. When you lived back home, you will not work with a brother that runs the same business or a business that is better than the company you work for in America, but you will submit in that company. That is what colonialism, this siege mindset does for you. You like the idea to come together as one, let's build something. But when you come together, you want to destroy. Or we come together as comrades to fight. But the fight is more important than building. And so when we are done fighting, we are exhausted. So we can't even build and we start fighting one another. So I'm offsetting that pattern. That is why the first thing I did when I was looking at the conditions in the country, the kidnap for ransom and all that, because that is how I came in. My relative was kidnapped. I came with an economic plan, because when we focus our mind on a vision, the fight will not be that hard. But when we focus on fighting and we are done fighting with no clear plan, we will start fighting one another, because the whole idea of us starting in the first place was a fight. When I heard Issa Churuma Bakari and the rest who came around Issa Churuma Bakari saying, oh, Issa Churuma Bakari might not be a competent leader, he might not have a vision, but in as much as he will bring down Paul Biya, we will stand with him. And we went on to share that, and I called it the illusion of change, because I understand these principles. The first thing that governs any organization, every nation, is a vision. You need energy, you need a vision. You need a strategy, you need people that are willing to follow leadership. And with a clear story, you go through that process smoothly. So now I came up with Tikar, the United Kingdoms of Tikar. It's a vision of us building the first African nation that is rooted in an asset. I came up with a vision. I came up with a vision after carefully studying our history, spending time with our ancestors, the United Kingdoms of Tikar. It is a vision of building the first African country rooted in our ancestry that will be a developed nation in the next 20 years after we lay a solid foundation and work as a team. A story, a vision, strategy, leadership, and the people willing to follow. We will achieve our goal. Whatever battle we will come across in our process of execution was not the primary objective. If you read even the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is all vision driven. Give us this day our daily bread. That is, when the kingdom comes, we believe in that kingdom. He will give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. You see where the enemy comes in? Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That is where you get to attack if the enemy is trying to disrupt the kingdom of God coming on earth. That is the structure, even in the Lord's Prayer. Some people look at it as just something to recite. No, you look at it, look at those words, how they are structured, what they mean. The Bible never said people perish because they lack guns. The Bible never said people perish because they don't have a hero, the warrior. The people perish because they lack vision. Without a vision, people perish. People are going to perish when they don't see something better that they can build for themselves and their children's children. And so I always start there. When I listen to a leader speak, where are you going? Where are you taking our people to? Some say they are taking us to be richer. I say, no, we can never be that. And that is not our story. Our story is like that of Kuwait. I've cited it numerous times. We have clear examples. The Baltic states, Lithuania, that is our story. From the legal angle of things, but we are building a first world nation. Have a military strong like that of Israel, and we'll have the prosperity that reflects that of Singapore. We have 17,300 square kilometers of land, larger than 40 UN recognized nations. We turn our lakes into beaches. We are very good at finance. We have Tarinkon Cooperative Credit Union, the best credit union in the country. Finance is trust. And when you have that, you can do business with any country on earth and have resources, have money. Switzerland is huge today because of finance alone. Some of the best engineers around this Cameroon come from Bamenda. We still are the bravest people when it comes to warriors, the political mind of this country. Imagine what we will do. Not resource without a vision. A people perish. I read it. I said, without guns, he said no. I said, without a strong army, he said no. If you have 100,000 men that are strong, are we going to knock down Paul Biya? He said no. Without a vision, people perish. I see us doing amazing. Just 3 industries: finance, engineering, technology, while we expand on the rest. But this will be our primary focus. We will become a first world nation in our lifetime. So our mind is on that mission. The fight is secondary to guide that vision. This is strategy. Not that we pick up a fight to be the primary thing. Issa Chiruma is just copying Bamenda in 92 or copying Ambazonia in 2016. He's coming into what we are living. And never forget, more than 300,000 Bamileke people were killed by Amadou Ahidjo coming from that same north. They are all apprentices of Ahidjo. Obia, apprentice of Ahidjo, same game. And I agree with Padi Asanga on that. They are birds of the same feather. Don't waste your energy with these people. That is why they blinked a little bit, and those in the southwest, no, we say don't play that nonsense here. On the foot, Bamenda people went out. We've come too far, lost a lot of people. Understand who we are to be dancing with you. Whenever you catch up, you are going to realize what is going on. But we will not wait for your slumber. And so send the message across your land and let your people know what is going on. Any soldier sent from La République du Cameroun to the United Kingdoms of Tikar, back off. Now you know the story. There is no union treaty. All of these people have been lying to you, deceiving you, manipulating you. We are not just fighting to split up the country. We have never been one legally. Starting with the foundation of this country. And that is what I say. Let's not be in a rush. When things are going off, you cannot build on lies. You must build on truth. You must build on honesty. Let's stop lying to ourselves. We don't have any legal union treaty binding us with La République du Cameroun. And let that fact be clear to every Francophone and Anglophone alike. When you face this truth, not the truth of you trying to install Issa Chiruma Bakari. That is not the truth. The truth starts with the foundation of this country. And if this threatens you that you want to enforce falsehood, don't expect justice on a foundation of lies. Let me repeat that slowly. Do not expect justice on a foundation of lies.
More gaga no boo, walking more. They don't feel find you. Only one word in the palm. Everywhere boss. Only one day shaky. Lego this step okay. Lego this. Lego the okay. Lego.
I mean, see the kind of respect Nigerians have. They show this to each other. And you see doors open for them easily because of their heart. We've gone to the biggest church here in America in Lakewood. Nigerians are in there serving. They know how to serve Oga. They've at least beat this idea of getting stuck with this colonial agenda mindset of thinking you can serve, work together with your fellow black man and you build something that works. They have their own challenges. But at least, especially with the Igbo clan, I see them fighting this and they've made significant progress. associating with these people have made us lost touch with that idea of service. Even when we hear Nwafo, we were raised in a community where if you are asked to serve, the last thing that comes to your mind is asking money. You deliver service first, and we build a community and a society that we've lost touch with this. And that is what will preserve us. That is how the Roman Empire was built. That is how America is built, on that same spirit of service. And so the people have, now we travel to their country to support the system that they built. And I'm saying these are the philosophies. This is the attitude. Again, 80% or 85% of your success in life is your attitude, and just 15% is skill. And we can always train for skill. Don't let all these precious people from the United Kingdoms of Bamenda waste. They have what it takes, the most precious skill, which is attitude, to build. And yet they are strong, talented, smart, and you hang around people that make you feel low to realize what they were doing 20 years in the future and then tell you were right today. We appreciate you acknowledging that, but how long are we going to keep going on like this? We are legally not citizens of the Republic of Cameroon. How hard is that? We need a white man to come help us? What do you need the UN for? Brother, redeploy your troops back to your land. What the British gave La République du Cameroun was administrative authority. And you see, the reason why the British could not allow you to govern yourselves, as I'm realizing, you see this glitch between Northwest and Southwest? Yeah, it was prevalent from the time we left Nigeria. It was prevalent. Foncha and EML and Delhi, Northwest, Southwest glitch. These people knew if they allowed you to lead each other, it will end up in chaos. And we are seeing that today. And they say you guys were not viable. See it, I mean, it's clear. And then when you point it out, you are the one causing division. No, keep quiet. I'm highlighting what you are pretending doesn't exist, but when you sit behind closed doors, you say these things and you know them. Do you understand, my people? They rejected the idea of you having independence in 1961. And today, I agree with them. I see why. It started from the era of slavery and slave trade. These Europeans know your story better than you. They know everything. They came there, bought slaves before coming to colonize. So they know your story better than you. And some come here to debate. Go buy that book. Yeah? Yeah, the Cambridge of World History. Volume 1. Read it. That is one book. So, that is the reality. We are capable of doing this. We have it in us. Let's not allow our people waste. So, all those who are in the diaspora, this is time to rise up. We can't coward right now and lay low and surrender ourselves to La République du Cameroun so they can do with us as they wish, when they don't know what they are doing, and we have to be guiding them in their ignorance when they will realize they've made a mistake 20 years in the future. And you have people from the Southwest thinking something good has come out of what Issa Chiruma Bakari has done better than what Ninja Mfundi did when Issa Chiruma Bakari, Maurice Kamto are just copying. Even all the degrees that they've had, they're still copying. Ninja Mfundi, a bookseller from Bamenda, shocked this nation till today. Nobody has been able to match his energy. Then imagine what we can do after we've studied, understand how the world works. I want you to think about it. Ninja Mfundi was a bookseller in 92. Laid a foundation that he is still respected globally till date. In a false union that doesn't exist. But yet, he made impact. My brother, literacy is not a guarantee that people will read. You can be illiterate, but you will not be forced to read the book. Anyone watching any of my videos, when you are done, at least Get a book. If you write a comment, get a book on that subject and read. That is the new culture we are building. Most of these developed nations or nations that are trying to be like America, my people, they prioritize education. You don't read headlines and come here to make comments. They study, and that is the culture. Top entrepreneurs from the United Kingdoms of Tikar will read at least 52 books every year. I mean, I'm talking about top entrepreneurs. That's what the entrepreneurs in America are doing. So if you want to get a result, what do? Read the books. The top entrepreneurs in America, they read 52 books a year. And as they read, one idea will clarify one department in your business. That will give you perspective. That's why we trust this project, because of the kind of nation that we will build. Because, my brother, we will never ever lack direction. The resources are out here. And they don't cost that much. Just need to devote time and read and study. We will never ever lack direction. From the experts that we'll bring around to train our people, the books that we'll read to guide our people, the knowledge that we'll derive from our ancestors to restore the soul of our people, we will never ever lose direction with the blessing of our ancestors. Let's go ahead and end with Paul Biya being sworn in as president. It's important that you see what happened with these people that are penetrating our land and causing pain on our people. When you clinch on something so hard, I know that is all that you have. And so if you leave it, there's nothing else you go back to. But we have more than enough. That is why people will say, oh, why did we leave the CSDP? Why did we leave the Cameroon trip? Brother, because we have more than enough. We'll never ever run out of ideas to innovate, to create, to build. And that is what the world is looking for. Not natural resources. They want the skill. I've shown you our sister that was captured as a slave. The ancestors were captured as a slave. Condoleezza Rice, Bamenda woman, the first black woman to become the United States Secretary of State from Bamenda.
Confié et jurez-vous solennellement devant Dieu et devant les hommes de consacrer toutes vos forces à conserver, protéger et défendre la Constitution et les lois de la République du Cameroun, à veiller au bien général de la nation, à soutenir et défendre l'unité, l'intégrité et l'indépendance de la patrie camerounaise.
These are walking cops. These are grandfathers that should be at home, trying to put their teeth back in their mouth, looking after their grandchildren or great-grandchildren. This is all that they know their entire life. And there is nothing else that they can ever think of more than what they've achieved. You think Paul Biya is the one running Cameroon? No. So if he's not the one running Cameroon, how do you think he's still smart till today? He has created a machine of corruption that will continue even after he has gone. And all he has to do, transfer that to one of these clowns, because some people think an election brought Paul Biya to power. No. He was handed that seat. And that is what he would do. And this machine will continue. So let an election not make you lose your life trying to go out there to get involved in what is going on there. No, let them fight. I say if Issa Churuma has the strength, let him do what he's doing over in their nation. It's none of our business. We are attached to them by the plebiscite, and so they have been infiltrating our land, and because they have an effect on us, that is why we talk about them. to clarify their own people, including their soldiers and their people, so that this madness will stop for generations to come. So for those who say, oh, why are we talking about La Republic? We have to be clarifying them on what is going on so that they know. And we put this at this stage in this content so that those who want to watch for 5 minutes, they can go. The real juice, we put it in the middle so that they miss it. That is what Jesus Christ did. He will give the bread, give the fish, the crowd eats, he will turn around, get his disciples, and then tell them how they will go about business. That was wisdom. This is not for everybody. For those who have watched right up to this place, you understand what you've learned after 5, 10, 15 minutes of watching. This is class. So they are in a rush to go somewhere else. Their ears are tickled to listen to everybody else. So with that, they go home with nothing. They've been doing that forever.
I do so swear.
So that is it. Let's see. But those in the United Kingdoms of Tikar, again, we are out. Let's listen to the speech Donald Trump made about Nigeria. One thing I want you to pay attention to, my people. Have a good heart towards those you are looking at receiving help from. And we can all unite on what I have said. Those who can speak French, translate the message so those in La Republique du Cameroon hear this. That will cripple them morally, psychologically, not to act against you after knowing the truth. But when they are ignorant about what is going on, they can fight you blindly. Even in Jangi groups or as you meet as friends.
Humanity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around.
So I'll leave you with that. My people, remain strong. Share this message with your friends, family, and relatives far and wide. Let's unite. Have our minds aligned on a vision. We are building the first African nation rooted in our ancestry. The first developed nation in Africa. As we lay a solid foundation in the next 20 years, this will become a reality. Our mind is on that prize. Our mind is on that vision. And we are guided by our ancestors and our story of our migration, our pain and our suffering, but most importantly, a continuation of the legacy of our ancestors. They came down here with ironwork, with trade and agriculture. They did so well, traded with their neighbors, until slavery and slave trade came along and destabilized our civilization. From there, colonialism, we are stitched today with people that we are not compatible with. Everyone in the United Kingdoms of Tikar is a tribe by consent. We built a nation that our ancestors started to their legacy and for future generations. Remain strong, forward ever, backward never. Long live the United Kingdoms of Tikar. Bamenda.